Hey guys, it's Eric, owner of Farpoint Farms here in the mountains of North Carolina. And tonight I got something pretty cool, pretty unusual. Maybe not unusual back in the day, but unusual now to see one and see one still functional. I picked this up not too long ago, but I never really made a video on it because it's just been sitting there waiting. This is a KDK, isn't it KDK? KDK VHF FM transceiver. It is model number FM2015R. This is a 15-watt, 2-meter ham radio. Certainly doesn't look like it. If you saw this in a bin with a bunch of CB radios, you would think it's just another CB radio. But if you look a little closer at some of the extra features and functions that it has, you'll see that it really is a 2-meter radio. And not just that, it's a really cool one. I mean, this thing has got a lot of neat features and functions. Now, it does not have the ability to work with, very modern ham radio gear, no DMR, no digital modes whatsoever. And even talking to some of the repeaters might be difficult with this because a lot of them go into tone control and this doesn't have the ability to do that. But it still works. For simplex transmissions, this is a great little radio, and this one does work. I've actually gone out and found I had a friend build a J-pole, 2-meter J-pole antenna, which I'm getting ready to put up on the roof. And that's when I decided to break this thing out and get it fired up and get it hooked up, and it'll be permanently installed again. I've owned some 2-meter radios. My ham license is actually expired, so as soon as things open back up, I'm actually going to get the take the ham test again and get back into that a little bit, because I do have a 10-meter radio that I got from Dallas a while back, and I've got 2-meter radios, and I've got some GMRS stuff now that I've picked up. So it's like slowly pushing back into the world of ham radio, and not that I'm going to be stopping doing CB videos by any means, but just wanted to kind of, get back into that. I think I love talking on all the bands. I love talking radio, period. So it's just kind of natural to, when finances allow us to do such things, to get back into it. So, but more about this KDK. What we see here, and I'll plug it in here in a little bit if I can get an extension cord run to it. But analog meter, which I think is really cool, because you hardly ever see a meter on 2-meter radios at all. But then we have, and it has the 1-4 just permanently etched in there, and then your rest of your readout will be there. And then of course we have 4-position memory, which I really dig. So the battery in this one's dead, which you can replace this, and I probably will at some point. But you do have 4 memory spots that you can put in there. And then here, megahertz, we can change our frequencies. Hopefully you guys can see this. Maybe I'll just lean forward a little bit. 144, 145, 146, 147, 148 is all listed there, so you can manually change between those. Then we have our mode with our ABC, and we have 6 off, 6 on, so kilohertz mode and stuff. Volume over here and squelch here. And then we have high and low, close and open, right and tone. So, I mean, I love it. Just look at these old switches. And everything on this radio is just in such great shape. SWR and power. I mean, it's just incredible. And here's the kicker. Not only do I have the radio, where did I put it? Oh, here it is back here. I have the original microphone to go with it, the KDK mic that goes with it. And it's weird too. It's just a 4-pin mic. No controls on this mic. This is just like a CB mic. And that's why I said when you first come across this, I saw this sitting there, I thought this is just a CB radio, but an unusual one. Now here's some pictures of it. Here's a picture of it up close in the front. And here's a picture of it up close in the back. And here it is underneath. And here it is from the side. Now it does have a built-in speaker, and if I flip it around here, you'll see on the back, it does have a little power cord with a fuse in it. External speaker, I'm not sure what this does. I imagine maybe, I don't know, it could be computer controlled, but this radio dates back to the late 70s, very early 80s, so I can't imagine it. And it has a listing here. It says SEL-CAL. I'm not sure what that means. But it does have a speaker, and then of course our PL259 for the antenna. So yeah, I'm going to be installing it right up here. I'm going to end up with a rack of radios. I don't know if you can see, but I've got the Uniden 980. Now I've got the GMRS radio here, and I'm probably going to be putting that 2-meter radio right there. And here, this bracket here, I usually put, well, I've moved the RCI 2970 that I have inside the house because I got a stand for it that Dallas was kind enough to give me. It's a speaker and a fan built in there. So I don't have anything hanging here right now, but I have some ideas of what I'd like to hang there, and that would be an HF rig. So if I could ever save up the money, I might buy something like an ICOM 7300. But for right now, yeah, the 2 meter will go back up. I've got some cabling on order, and the J-pole is built and here at the house, and so I'm going to stick that up on the antenna tower, and we'll go from there. So I can't wait to try this thing out. But let me go ahead and pause the camera. I'm going to see if I can get some power to this thing, and although we won't be able to transmit, I'll hook it up to the old Antron, and we'll see if we can hear any static or any voices in the dark. Sound good? All right, here we go. We got it on the bench, and just an incredible thing here. So low power, off, high power. So there's our on, off, low, and high. So 15. I believe the low is 5 watts, high is 15. Frequency counter here, receive and transmit, and obviously you can change the frequencies there and the big numbers here. And then here we have our megahertz switch, so I can go to 146. And so, of course, it's just showing 6645. Well, the 14, so 146, 145, 144. So an interesting way of doing that. And then mode here, mode select if you wanted to. Here's our memory. I don't have anything entered into memory, so it just goes to a blank because, again, the battery's dead. Probably need to take this thing apart and fix that battery before it does do some damage on the inside. So that's pretty cool. Then you got your 5 up, kilohertz 5 up. And then this is for our meter, which the meter does still work. You can see SWR, right, or just plain old power. Volume here, and then squelch. Pretty wild, isn't it? To find something from the late 70s still functional and in such great shape is a rarity. But it goes to show that Japanese built some really quality rigs back in the day. The only thing this thing is lacking, as far as I'm concerned, is a scan. But I could set this thing up on our local net channel, and hopefully with that J-pole be able to pull in some signals and do some talking. So I look forward to that. I'm going to be trying to get my ham license renewed as soon as our local area club opens back up for business for testing, and we'll get this thing on the air. But yeah, I wanted to share that with y'all. I thought it was just something that you weren't going to come across, and I don't know if there's any other videos of this on the web. My guess would be no, just because it's ancient, but it still works. So I'm Eric, the owner of Farpoint Farms. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, perhaps you'll think about liking and subscribing. And you know, I say that in every one of my videos, but more recently, liking and subscribing has become a bigger deal here on YouTube. If you'll like the video, that's great. If you'll subscribe to the channel, that shows YouTube that you're interested in my work. And apparently, currently, YouTube's not so certain that people are interested in my work. So I'd appreciate it. Until next time, take care.
There's always something that needs a little fixing on Farpoint Farms. Freedom is mighty sweet.